imperialist, capitalist framework that we're living in right now, this hellscape that we're living in right now. But that takes effort, it takes time, and it's a lot of fucking hard work. Quick side tangent. A couple years ago, probably the fall of 2023, the SA had a meeting, and we were deciding whether or not we wanted to continue organizing our chapter here locally. We had gotten down to only a handful of people coming to meetings. Not a lot of work was getting done. We weren't able to push back and build momentum. But then, October 7th, and socialists had been following the destruction and the genocide that had been going on in Gaza for decades. So we knew what Israel's response was going to be after October 7th. So we immediately started organizing. In about a week and a half, I think it was the 22nd, we had our first protest to push back against the genocide in Palestine, right here. We had hundreds of people turn out. It was the first time that not the first time, but it was the first time in a while that it reinvigorated a lot of us to keep organizing and keep up this fight. Since then, our chapter has grown probably almost double in size. We're pushing campaigns, we're organizing protests. We got a rapid response ICE group that is forming, that we're training folks in order to be prepared for when they do eventually surge in Pennsylvania. Because this is a pattern. We saw a surge in Chicago, we saw a surge in LA, we saw a surge in Memphis, we saw a surge in Maine, we saw a surge in Minneapolis. It's a pattern that has been happening. And we would be remiss not to prepare for when that is going to be happening here in Pennsylvania. That is not to say that ICE isn't here yet. ICE very much is here. They are operating inside of Scranton, they are operating inside of Lackawanna County and the rest of Northeast Pennsylvania.
Shame.
They detain people trying to go to work. I got a phone call from a lawyer a couple months ago now. They got a phone call from an employer. He runs a roofing company, and he said that he wasn't able to get in touch with his employees. He was going crazy, he couldn't find them, he couldn't get in touch with any of them. Eventually, they found his truck, he's still in the ignition.
Wow.
They didn't know where they were taken. So I got a phone call, I tried to answer any questions, where would they have been taken? Pike County Correctional Facility, because they have an agreement to hold detention, it's called a detainer agreement, to hold folks on immigration status. I go to the prison board meetings, try to go every month. It's been a few months, but last year I spoke with the prison board and they emphatically told me that they do no coordination with ICE. This last month we find out that it's not an official coordination. The warden just calls ICE every time that an undocumented person is going to be released from Lackawanna County Prison. And they are able to come and then pick them up.
Shame. Bastards.
Here in Lackawanna County, we're pushing for Protect Our Neighbors Act. It's an ordinance on the county level, introduced by Bill Gahan, and being held up by the Republicans that control, even though we voted for a Democrat in this last election, Republicans hold a majority in our commissioner seats. So we need you all to show up every other Wednesday. That's the first and the third Wednesday of the month. 10 o'clock. Inconvenient time, I know. But 10 a.m. at 123 Wyoming Avenue, just around the corner. We need to tell our commissioners that we stand for this bill. We need to organize in our communities. What does that look like? That means talking to your friends, your family, your neighbors. We got to know by now that not all Democrats are the same. For the most part, by and large, Democrats are not our friends. But I will say that 35% of Democrats are now identifying as Democratic Socialists, 42% under the age of 35. So there is real change happening right now. We can take over the party. That's what we have to do. The Republicans already think that the Democrats are a bunch of socialists. Let's make that the case. What are they going to say?
That's right.
Oh, they're socialists? That's what they've been saying for decades. So, if you're not registered, register to vote. Go down to your local county meetings, your city council meetings. These places are where you can effectuate real change. You call your representative, doesn't answer. You'll speak with like a clerk or someone that works in the office. Maybe they'll pass along the information. But the smaller government that you go to, the more impact that you have. The less constituents that they have, the more your voice matters. So you need to show up to these meetings, you need to let them know how you feel. So talk to your friends and family, show up to meetings, and not just public meetings, but as Jeremy mentioned earlier, organize. NEPA Stands Up is local. Democratic Socialists of America is local. I don't love them, but if Action Together is your cup of tea, go for that. You just have to get organized. With that, with not all Democrats are the same, I would like to introduce a Democrat that is different. Jeffrey Lake, I'm managing his campaign, running for state senate against Marty Flynn, who voted to not allow trans women in sports in Pennsylvania. He's pushing for data centers to not have local ordinances that can regulate them. So we do need folks that'll stand up and push back against this democratic machine. And with that, I would like to introduce candidate for state senate, Jeffrey Lake.
Yay!